Widespread are these protests? I think we saw 1 million people in the streets earlier.
Yeah, so we're hearing on the ground in Brazil that the estimate is about 1 million people across the large capitals, São Paulo, Rio, Brasilia, Salvador de Bahia, so really concentrated in the big metropolises of Brazil.
Tell us how big of a impact they will be making. Is this unprecedented?
So in terms of protests, I mean, we saw large-scale protests in 2013, right, during the Confederate Cup. But in terms of how specific and how directed the demands are of the protesters, this is very unprecedented. We haven't seen this since the Voto Já, direct vote protest that happened as the military dictatorship was falling. So these are serious protests, and Dilma and her party definitely have reason to worry.
These people want her to be impeached. I mean, how likely is that?
So according to the Brazilian Constitution, for her to be impeached, she will have to have been accused of a crime or have very good indication that she is guilty of a crime, and we have yet to see that. But in terms of making noise and really having civil society on the streets and having their voices heard, I don't think that this is the last time that we're going to hear, these concerns from civil society.
So it was under her watch that this alleged scheme took place. She was there for 7 years at Petrobas. The police investigation claims that she approved inflated contracts. Tell us more about that. The current CEO has resigned. How has this unraveled?
So, I mean, when she took office in January, we knew there was going to be a long list of huge concerns that she was going to have to deal with. And now with Petrobras, with the names that came out last week that indicate that her governing coalition is 99% of the people that are implicated, it really toughens the situation in which she's governing. Not only that, but the head of both sides of the House and the Senate are also indicated there. And that has created a huge difficulty and roadblock in terms of legislation in a very difficult political climate that had already existed.
Right, which leads us to the next question, like how fair could an investigation be?
Well, I think that this is one of the places that we're actually, in the international community, very, very happy, because people who are watching this closely and people on the ground on both sides in Brazil are saying that, the depth and the level in which of the people who are implicated, where they sit, does show that the legislative system and the investigations are actually really, really working.
Okay. This petition that was going around, people were being asked to sign, said that they were very upset with, the misuse of public money, roads, education, public safety. Is this protest really about the economy, or is it more about Dilma Rousseff, or split?
I think from what I've heard from colleagues and friends that I've spoken to who are participating in the protest today and more broadly, people are sick of having to pay the bill for the mismanagement and the corruption of the economy. I think that's really the bottom line of this protest. I think that Dilma, because it is her government and the PT has been in power for 12 years, they definitely are responsible for that. But I think the message around Dilma's impeachment, I don't think most people think that that's really feasible. But they do want her to know that the Brazilian public finds her responsible, because it did happen under her watch, as you said.
All righty. Natalie Alhonte, thank you.
Thank you.
Great